Okay, we're on now with Paul Holt. For roads and bridge.
One thing I just want to ask, every year we, at rodeo time, we take a water truck down there at night and water the rodeo grounds for them after work. Brad Holland's gonna do that. I want to make sure that's okay with everybody. Just be one of our own guys running it.
Sure.
And he won't be on the clock, you know. So I want to get that on there. So if anybody calls and say, well, why are they doing that?
If he's not on the clock, what happens if there's an accident or something?
He's still covered by comp, right?
It would be,
Might be better that he's on the clock just in case something.
Yeah, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. if it was on
Especially a
the clock.
union deal thing like that, it might be better if he just write down a couple hours or whatever.
If he wanted to take off early for a couple hours one day, you could compensate him with doing the water truck at the,
Just something, because I think it should show something, otherwise if something did actually happen, we could get.
we'll just do that then. We'll
Yeah.
just compensate his time
Yeah.
for, he can rip off early a couple hours or whatever.
Yeah.
That's better than paying
Yeah.
overtime.
yeah, you want to try to keep the overtime.
Yeah, okay, just so long we're on the same
Yeah.
page, 'cause somebody will call and say, what the hell?
Yeah,
Okay, then, for the millings, we need to figure out what roads we wanna put them on. And originally I thought about, Henderson Creek Road. And I just think that's a bad plan. And why I think that is because we put them on there and then we're gonna have to go spend, we gotta have to chip seal them. And that's gonna be 20 grand for a mile of it,
Mhm.
plus laying them. I just think we should put gravel on it again, do another mile of gravel, that'll be 14,000, just say we buy 1,000 yards, that would be 14,000. Versus, and then put the millings somewhere else
For next year, you mean?
for what we're doing now.
Oh, for this ones we have stored.
Yeah,
so
Good, but where else?
for the millings, I think, put them, finish the road out of Hall, up around Fraskies,
Going up to Willow Creek.
going up to Willow Creek,
Lower Willow Creek.
and then do Rumsey Road from Highway 1 to the bottom of the hill. And then get those two roads done, then, and then we'll see what we have left. Unless you guys got a different road somewhere else that you think.
No, not, yeah, I think then we've been gonna do them, I think we better finish that and do Rumsey and then that'll give us a little. See what, like you said, what we have left over there, plus you're gonna take some of the shop and lay like.
We're gonna, I'm gonna take the floor. You know, we've got a bunch on the whole floor where they were all stored.
Yeah.
We'll pull all that up, and I thought we'd use that in our county yards. You know, that way we can lay it down and it works.
So
Good.
we're using our equipment.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get some trucks to haul these, that's for sure. And I have no idea what we can even get for trucks. Everybody's so busy, I just thought we'd go down our list that we have and get what we can get, you know? But right now, we're on East Fork Road with all our equipment and all our guys. We're not having any extra help there at all. We'll do that, all that stuff with our own stuff. And this is slow, you know, it's not, it's just more time than it is material. And we got that roller, we got that thing, they delivered it. And our rent starts on that today. So. And the rent on that 6,000 a month. Billy got the insurance and stuff straightened out on that last week. So we're all good to go, you know, in case something happens.
Did you test out that thing last week for paving or patching or whatever?
We did. Man, does it work good. I'll send you an email. I took a little video of it. We put a ton of just raw millings in it. And then 2 little blocks of rejuvenant stuff. And it heated it up. oh, just saying a half an hour. And it came out of there just like hot mix.
Hmm.
God, it worked good.
Must cost a lot.
80 pounds. It cost you 100 for everything, you know.
But it'd get, if you want, like go a different way, you know, get a trailer and stuff.
Well, that would help us a lot. We just had a tilt bed trailer with one of their boxes. They make a hot box you can dump our cold patch in, you know, and then keep it hot when you're out just patching holes. And you can put about 2,500 pounds in it. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good shot, and it's hot. Now we put it in that little trailer with the blow version. You know, and our big problem is you can't haul enough. You put the hell down to Rock Creek, hell, you know how fast it goes. But that just that hot box is 20,000, then you gotta have a tilt a bit. I figured a trailer, because then you could use the trailer for different things. Because that thing's built, it's on a skid, you know. But certainly doesn't have to be today, you know.
Pretty nice, though.
Yeah, it's
Think about it for next year. So.
yeah,
I mean, not this fiscal year.
the next one.
It works really good. Wow.
Like visit about it next July.
So I have a question. When you're saying that you're going to need trucks and you have what, 3 different contractors that are really busy now and you don't think you can,
Just don't have any idea. I haven't called anybody yet because we haven't set a plan, you know, until we agree to what we're gonna do here. I don't want to call anybody.
That's why we were talking about finishing Bratsky's road, going to the old Willow Creek and then doing Rumsey. Once we give him approval to do that, then he can call the trucks and see if we can get anybody.
okay,
Who's
so
all on your list there?
we have Bob Weaver, Shedhorn, and L&L.
And parts and so.
Okay, so now I'm gonna bring up something. And what it is it's because you're the superintendent or you are an official. And so what I'm bringing up, I hope you don't misconstrue what I'm saying, is we need to disclose whether or not you have any interest in Bob Weaver Construction.
No, my trucks, my equipment's leased to Bob Weaver, but I have no interest in Bob Weaver at all.
So, but you receive monetary money from your lease.
Yeah,
That has to be disclosed. Because you're making money off the county.
they know that my trucks are leased to Bob Weaver.
We went through this last year. and
Did
Becky-
you disclose that in the minutes that you have an interest in?
I don't know.
Well, this is something because, and this is stating from code, that anybody that is an official cannot have a contract with the county if there's any monetary value coming in. So it really doesn't look good. And that's the same thing with your, what is it? You have,
Record.
Yeah,
I
you're
thought we
right.
talked about that
We did.
Yeah.
last couple of years. And
Wayne
Our,
said-
That-
would actually,
let's talk to Blaine about it.
it went and put her to the district attorney, to the district attorney over that. And they read the lease that we got between me and Bob Weaver. And it's 100%. There's absolutely no problem with that lease at all. And that's just, it's been that way forever.
well, it says here, a public officer or public employee may not perform an official act directly and substantially affecting a business or other undertaking to its economic determinant when the officer or employee has a substantial personal interest. So you are receiving money when you have Bob Weaver hauling for the county. So see what the county attorney says, but it actually needs to be disclosed that you do have a monetary interest in Bob Weaver Trucking with the lease of your trucks.
Thought you did that.
We did. We did that,
Was it ever in the minutes?
and
Should have been,
Yeah,
yeah, we went through it, 'cause Susan
yeah, 'cause we went
Brown
through
brought
this.
it up.
yeah, Susie was the one that brought it up.
So we need to maybe find that in the minutes and clarify it so that if anybody comes in and says, how come Bob Weaver is hauling when Paul Alt has an interest in it, it needs to be that you did disclose it.
Yeah, but I,
Because, yeah, I mean, that's just something that we need to do for transparency's sake. And that's why I'm bringing it up now, because I never heard anything about it because I wasn't here.
sure,
And so,
I wish
just-
Blaine was here this morning, because he could repeat it. Because we went through this last year, we had a bunch of complaints and that, and he, like I said, they went through the district.
well, and then this is the situation, when you get complaints, you can quote, okay, this has been disclosed. Let's
Oh,
not hear of it again, it's been disclosed.
No,
Do you see what I mean? And we just need to find the minutes, possibly if you guys can get a roundabout area when you discussed it, we can refer to those minutes.
a couple
Does
years
it-
ago.
So I mean, it's nothing against you.
No,
it's-
I get it.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
stop the
I
phone
just
from
want to
ringing.
bring that before we start.
Whatever it takes to do that, I'm good with that.
no, that's all right. Yeah, I wish Blaine was here this morning.
Well, this is something we can ask him later too. And I think he mentioned something that it was okay, but at one point, I can't remember, but he's an official and it's a little bit different when he takes an oath and has it, because no county employee, and that's what happened with when you wanted to give him some money from the CARES Act. You can't, because you can't give a bonus to a county employee. Right?
Oh, shit, that's out too.
Yeah, no, I. can
Well, I
quote
remember
myself.
talking about something, but it was like a couple of years ago and
And then last year we talked about too, when he was home, because they were complaining that they see the trucks and then they were turning. It got to the point where they were turning in his drivers and everything else, and it's got out of control. Blaine took care of it, everything was legal.
Yeah.
So we should have it all in the minutes.
No more.
You
That's
said it
when
was
Mike,
last year.
yeah, Mike was, I'm trying to think when we started, well, just could look and see.
We'll
when
put them on there today.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hmm.
put it on the minutes now or whatever we need to have on the minutes.
Well.
but we want to talk to Blaine about it.
Right,
Right,
right.
yeah.
I just want Blaine to be here so he can represent just what he did said before, so we have it on the minutes right now, otherwise we're talking for him.
Right,
Yeah,
He's the one that checked into it all. Did he answer?
I just shot him an email, usually he's good at fast getting back to me, but.
I see they're digging up his yard, he might be home too.
I saw him out here in the parking lot.
so I'm getting my information from, this is that training that I went to. It's from the Constitution Code of Ethics. So,
Well, let's just talk to Blaine about it.
okay, good. Yeah, I just want,
No, that's good. to know.
Any more-
And that way it stops all the,
yes,
Yes.
yes.
but it should be, all everything should be on, and there was big deal over it all.
So we agreed that he's gonna do Rumsey and Lower Willow with the millings.
Braxby Road or whatever you call it.
Everybody
Okay,
fine with that?
Ben, let's move to the cattle guards for a minute up on Rumsey Road. So anyway, apparently years ago, there's a agreement with the county and has something to do with putting cattle guards in there or not. Blaine will have that when he gets here. And anyway, we were gonna pull them out this morning. They'd rather have us have an agreement that we would put them in if something ever happened, that we had to put them back in. And so
This is where-
we're just gonna wait till that thing's signed, just as,
oh,
He was really good.
I mean, I had assumed the county, if they had put them back in, would pay for putting them back in.
exactly. I mean, because we would,
Oh, yeah. Like a person.
Whatever.
but anyway, I just,
Yeah.
Told him we'd wait till we get something signed, and
He said yes.
he was good, everything, so.
Okay,
Other than that, that's about all I got, I guess.
So you mentioned to them that you had notified the property owners.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, a couple weeks before, or,
Oh, no, we had it on the agenda,
so it was on the agenda
right?
a couple weeks before, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
it
then
was
you
all,
notified them, and then what, a week afterwards, you pulled it, or?
we still haven't pulled them out yet.
Oh,
It was 2 weeks. We had it on the agenda, then another week went by, then we talked about building the fence, then we got a fence contractor. So, I mean, hell, it's been a month, you know, but they're ready to be pulled. They pulled all the stays, everything's all completely open now from fence to fence.
The landowner's
So he
supposed to
said he
stay
had
and
an
everything,
agreement.
so they know it's gonna be done. I don't.
well, what happened last week was
who knows?
kind
So there was a little agreement back in the day with
of, back in the day,
2005. One of the things when John Groom just sent me an email, I think he's thinking he owns the cattle guards, but so he said when it's pulled out, just leave it there and we'll dispose of it. Well,
That's good with me.
okay. Today's account. All right, if he wants to just dispose of it, all right.
Say that.
I was gonna say, well, it's county's cattle guard, but yeah.
but both of them, you're gonna use one of them, aren't
The one on the highway.
Yeah.
The other one's garbage anyway, when he wants. So we'll just put it up by his fence and
Sounds good to me.
So maybe this could be on the agenda again next week if you want an agreement, but you guys don't have to enter into it.
so when we remove them and then reinstall them, was on that bonus agree.
So this base agreement says, yeah, for that other, I'm not sure which one this was talking about, that you can reinstall if you wanted, but county doesn't have to agree to that on this other calendar.
With the provision that the county will reinstall the East Cattle Guard at the same location.
So he was wanting a similar type.
I think he just wants to have something updated.
Well, I think we ought to have an agenda for next week and just do an agreement. You know,
You want me to draft something similar?
Yeah, it's similar, and then we can upgrade it, have it for 2021. That way he has something new every week. Because they don't want Form has an agreement, so you might do it and then email him or whatever, have them do stuff, but then that way at least they can get it done. Because we want to lay some millions on there, you know, it's gonna hold us up there.
What?
so you're saying they can remove it this weekend?
Well, he don't want us to remove it until he has a new agreement, so if we could shoot him something showing him that
I can go type it up right now if you want.
we better, and then that way, because if they're gonna start laying millions, then we need to have it out, 'cause otherwise it's.
Right, because we don't
Are
want
you
to,
with that, Paul?
well, it's gotta be at the county's discretion. I mean, it's a county road and the county right away. We certainly don't want to have anything signed that says that if they decide they want to have a cattle guard, we're gonna put one in,
How about it says like,
you know?
mutual consent, they'll be put back in. That means.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
has to
something.
agree to
Because
it.
otherwise we get it all fixed up, and then they come in and say that we're gonna put it in, we don't want to be doing that, that's why we took it out.
Well, I mean, the whole area now is completely fenced. I mean, there's no,
What, where's the specific location, this one that's being taken out? Anywhere?
one's that, there's two of them getting took out. One's right off Highway 1 on Rumsey Road.
Okay,
And the other one's 1,000 yards up from them.
you think he's just talking about the 1,000 yards up? or-
One basically, what that says is the east
Okay.
one, but on one paragraph it says the east one, then on the other paragraph it says the east and west. So, but there,
And that's through the east end where.
Shall we bring that up to Blaine about you disclosing?
yeah,
Oh, okay, I thought this was a totally, yeah, I thought this was totally different cattle guards than like you're talking about here, so.
So when I brought up that he leases his trucks to Bob Weaver Construction. And in the code of ethics, a public officer or public employee may not perform an official act directly and substantially affecting. So that in itself, would that be you deciding whether or not Bob Weaver was gonna haul?
Yes, correct. So if he, yeah, he's decided, but if it's going out, that's why we going out for bids on these. So,
Right.
And so
yeah.
it says substantially affecting a business or other undertaking to its economic determinant when the officer or employee has a substantial personal interest.
So, yeah, if it goes out, it's going out to bid, yeah, it wipes that away. It's when- And ultimately, it's the commission making the decision, it's different, yeah, if it's, yeah, if it's someone making the decision directly to benefit themselves, then it's an issue.
And so he would be benefiting himself if he calls out on the, like calls Bob Weaver to come in and.
But it's.
But that's why
Yeah, but if
that's
it's
why we
not-
bid it out.
Yeah, if it's on the bid, on the priority of the bid, it's fine.
So he just
Oh, so
falls
if it's on the
on
bid,
on the
but he
list.
still
Well,
should disclose it, that he does have a personal interest.
The, on a bid, I don't think he has to.
We went through this and went all the way up the chain and
It's,
everything.
um,
Well, I
Just
think,
did a-
Blaine, I know I'm not an attorney, but for transparency's sake, I think that it should be in the minutes that it's,
and yeah, that's fine.
Put it in the minutes that my equipment's leased to Bob Weaver. I know it, I mean, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And.
no, I
know
just
that-
want this.
Yeah,
Same as last year, mine got reached to parks. We did an agreement and I had to show them proof of everything.
Okay, so the contract, the bid contract in itself covers his disclosure that he has an interest in.
Well, you're wanting that, put it in minutes, that's fine. There's no, when it's bid out like that, there's no ethical conflict. Cause yeah, just going down the list. and As long as you're doing the priority that's on.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
and we have, I mean, it's like Nikki's tractor's leased to Bob. And that's what we use for grinding the millings, you know. Nobody else wants to do it. You know what I mean?
So when in the minutes,
Could we answer that, Blanche?
Granite County Commissioner's Office,
Hi, is Scott around?
Yeah, who's this?
John Steinbach.
Hey, what's up?
Did I catch you at a bad time?
Yeah, I'll just call you back. We're right in the middle of a commissioner's meeting. Do you need something for the
sorry.
county or just personal?
Nope, it's for the county. I was just gonna see if you wanted to come up to, we've got a timber tour on that Maywood Ridge project out of Hall. I was gonna see if you guys wanted some representation there.
Oh, yeah, I've been up and looked at it. Looks really good.
Yeah, so we've got AFRC coming out and,
Okay.
yeah.
Give me send me something on my phone and when it is and that, and then I'll let you know.
How about I'm just gonna send an email to this commissioner at co.granitemt.us. Does that sound all right?
That'd be better, yeah.
Okay, sounds real good. Thanks, Scott.
Thank
Yep, bye.
Okay, where were we?
Sorry about
So I think every year should just put it, did I think end of the year for the start of the next year, we just do it year by year basis.
That's what we've done.
I think that's the way to do it. And then we create the one that gets the bid, they get their first one called out and then it goes down the list.
so how do you know which is the first one?
Just by dollar amount.
Well, because Bob Weaver's for trucks is the cheapest, so you call him first?
I believe Lawrence is also, I think they're the same price.
Well, we've got,
I think it was in the minute.
actually, L&L Trucking has 90 per hour for the dump truck. So
Dump
L&L
truck.
Trucking,
That's a dump truck. You gotta look for the belly dumps.
oh, the belly
There were
dumps.
different ones for the.
We
Okay.
wanted
dump and
prices
belly.
on.
Okay, they're all the same for belly dumps.
So then
So we just call them
there are-
who's ever available. But if it's probably not gonna happen, but it'd be nice if they were all available. So we can get it done. But everybody on that list would be called. You know, and if. I guess we'll see what
You know,
happens.
if they're all the same price, it might be best just to call L and L first and
It makes no difference.
and then go on down that way.
I did that same thing last year on purpose.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
There
That way
should
they-
have been on the minutes for that too. Who we called first now. We
Yeah.
put it all in.
Yeah, I'm seeing that doesn't say who called first, it just,
I think it's
Yes.
in the minutes for December, because when they were all in here and I had to write those letters, I think
this
it's,
is December.
oh, does it?
But I mean, last year when we did it, it should have been in the minutes. We called them and they couldn't show up. And
So
At
it
any
says,
rate,
Remember on each job to say that,
yeah.
so L and L trucking receiving priority over other dump trucks.
Right,
Right.
And then
Cheaper.
the belly dumps are the same price. So, yeah, I think that just,
I don't think, I don't know if it needs to be, when they're all the same price, I don't know if it needs to be one first all the time. I think you just, it'd be you draw it out,
rotate, yeah,
you can, yeah, draw it out of the hat on the rotation and then,
what we did last year was, we just called everybody and would take one truck from every contractor that was the same price. And then if we needed more,
we need more.
then take, rather than have one company take all the work.
Yeah.
That's what we did. But
Yes.
we wound up using everybody that we could get
Yes.
our hands on.
yeah, just to like be as fair as you possibly. can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just have to.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we're gonna have to move on.
okay, so we're agreed on, we'll do Frasky Road and Rumsey Road, and then we'll see what we have,
And we have enough money for all that.
and
You're in a
We're in
new
a new
fiscal
fiscal
year.
year, so.
yeah,
We gotta get them out of there is one thing, and then another, we need to finish up, we're gonna start doing some of this chip sealing, now we better have our stuff ready to go.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's gonna cost us twice as much having to come back. And
Yeah.
then If we get some more mailings, they say we're gonna sit down and do a better project management and see what's going on. Even if we have to sit on it for a while, do a little bit here and there. Just so we don't put we should have went into Hill or something last year, we got in a big hurry because it's there and we had to move on it. It's,
even these just can't come straight out of the budget, I mean, they're gonna have to be allotted for this milling work,
And I think we need to have a line item just for that.
yeah, that'd be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do, because last year we did, we
Yeah.
just started. so
Yeah.
we
And the
put
same
this-
with the chip seal.
Yeah.
Should have its own deal,
There should have been a line for the chip seal. I can't remember, but we talked about it.
there wasn't, it was just added into the road.
But some
But
of
it should
that,
have
I
its
can
own,
see where it'll stop a lot of the problems if we have a couple different lines of chip seal and millings. and then
Where
it
you don't have
covers
to
the
try
whole-
searching
Yeah,
for
trying to break
Yeah,
down the.
yeah. and budget what you have just for that specific. So, yeah,
okay, Billy, I want to move the non-maintained versus maintained county roads discussion till next week.
Okay,
In no
need more
time.
time.
Is there any public comment on what we've talked about?
anything on Zoom?
until next time.
Seeing none.
All right, we'll see you later.
You're gonna be around next week, and the next week, and the next week?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, I talked to him about, just gonna have to have him come in. Where he's on there, unless there's an
Put the
emergency.
fires out.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless there's an emergency or something, he can't be here, but just got it so we can cover, just like last night, they called that.
Yeah.
'Cause we can't talk, start getting a three-way going.
right,
Sounds good.
thanks.
Yep, see you later, thanks.
thanks, Paul.
What's that?
Okay. Now we're on Georgetown Lake outflow.
Oh, I won't.
We lost an inch and a half. Oh, the hot weather.
Is that bad?
Not as bad as it could be, but yeah, bad, I think.
Straight off.
All the reservoirs are low all around. It's, there's Ruby Reservoir is drying up. said East Fork.
And it's currently
Or
it's
low.
Scary.
good.
It is scary. I mean, it's not, we're sick better than water
He wants the.
than everybody else.
And nothing's really coming in from,
We're still getting that little bit coming in, but we can't, it's hard to say unless we have to bomb and do it every. It's just, it is what it is. We see that it's not as much coming in from the last inch and a half, so. Obviously, the evaporation's killing us.
Yeah, I'll bet it's about 30 CFS coming in, but evaporation took it.
That wind.
Took it down.
Yeah, they had a study, Mike got a guy to do the study, I don't know if it was Almond or whoever it was, they did the study on how much we lose actually evaporation. It's-
So I guess we'll do the only thing that we can do.
Leave as is. They're all haying right now, or 90% of them, so I mean, we have to keep the water and the, going down there, keeping the creek, try to keep the banks up.
Mhm.
Once we get down a little further and see what we can do. If we can help them, we're gonna have to, I mean, it's, I don't know if there's any comments on there today about it or.
Georgetown going down or
It's not
staying?
mentioned.
Inch and a half.
But the evaporation, we're still getting some coming in, but it's just, this 100-degree weather.
Yeah. Got a little rain there on the.
I don't know if they got it up here. Somebody said they didn't. They got it down.
Well, I got 30 or 40 drops at my place.
Yeah, see, we didn't.
Yeah, so it was pretty hitting this. I think Georgetown did some.
I think you got more than I did.
Yeah.
Not much. Okay, and then you said something, or Paul said something about they're shutting off the irrigation ditches for the other.
They talking like that's coming out of the East Fork,
Hmm.
and then some of them others, the 28th. We don't know for sure. I have to talk to.
so who has authority to do that?
Scott, the ditch rider,
Oh,
and that's coming out of the East Fork.
is that the one
Not
that just
ours.
called?
No, that's Sean Stein.
Oh.
He's with the DNRC.
Oh,
He wants us to look at that logging job they did behind Maxwell, the Parks is with it. It turned out really good.
We're out from Maxwell.
Up Maywood, just go, I can go up through Bird Creek, it's easier. You go up through Bird Creek and you come back around.
Right.
Yeah, right there. They did a good job. Other than that, I don't, we just make the motion, leave as is at 30.
I'll second it.
Any public comment? Elena, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm looking at the report from Dave Ammon. Well, I'm sure you all got it in front of you. And I don't really understand it. Nobody ever really went through this to explain what he's talking about. But in the last paragraph, it says, I urge everyone to plan accordingly. What does that mean? How
think-
and why, or what would you do to plan accordingly?
Well, I think it means we cannot plan on getting any precipitation until next fall, and we have to plan accordingly to maximize the lake levels
What we're at now.
and what we're letting out, but we're kind of stuck at 30 CFS.
Yeah, required to let out. Yeah, so.
So that's what we're gonna do. And that's what he said.
So you're going to keep the level at the lake at 30, no matter what, even if the irrigators need it and hydroelectric, whatever, as long as the lake level remains the same. So the other two
The lake-
parties,
Lake level is going down. We're down 1.5 inches this week, this last
Okay.
week. Okay, so, but we basically have to let out 30 CFS because that's a natural flow that was measured before the dam was put in of the creek. So,
It's in the Shoe Decree, the Montana Supreme Court case, and the FERC order all say 30 CFS.
so we have to let out during the summer 30 CFS.
so how can you maintain 30, keep the level of the lake at the same height and you got evaporation and everything going on right now. I don't understand that. How do
You
you do
can't.
that?
You can't. That's why we're worried about the lake going down too much. And that's why Almond said that if that continues, if the situation continues, we will be hurt and we'll be down like 2 feet, the way I read it. And then he's suggesting cutting it off the creek after October 15th to 6 CFS, which is way too low, I think,
That'd be my-
to refill the lake. So, I mean, we're in a bad situation.
The first quarter is 2 feet below full pool, so the county doesn't have to keep it at, maintain it right now. Just can't go below 2 feet below full pool.
Okay, so it really has nothing to do with the ranchers, you know, they're upset kind of what the amount of water they're getting for irrigation.
The way I understand it, the ranchers can share the natural flow of 30 CFS.
Okay, thank you.
They can come in and ask for more, but yeah, and they have, and when the 3 agencies give consent, then the county can do it.
There, that's a good answer.
Is any other questions? Or comments?
3 agencies.
Generally, they follow
Have to
what
approve it.
Brad Learman is there, they follow his recommendation.
See, here's again, we're into another week, we don't hear from Fish Wildlife Parks until we drop 2 more inches, then it's all, you know. So, I mean, literally, they should be on each week. But, you know, say, hey, yeah, good job, or not,
However, there's nothing that we can do anyway.
you know, but it's kind of nice to have them before the last minute, when they, you know, like last year.
So when it drops below 2 feet, that would be when you'd have to get a hold of the 3 agencies and say, hey, we can't bring out the
Well,
30.
But my opinion, they're not gonna like it, is that 30 CFS trumps that 2-foot rule, but we're gonna, that's yeah, that hasn't been tested in the courts yet.
It's not
Hopefully, we don't
good.
ever get to that point.
It's not good, but I mean, there's not much we can do if we don't get moisture. We're trying to we're taking care of it as best as we
And what
can.
gets me is, you know, I called people the 1st of March and seeing what we should do, because I was starting to worry about it. And everybody goes like, yeah, no big deal, you know, and then at that time, the snowpack was 110% or whatever, and there seemed to be no problem. Well, there is a problem. So all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 But even looking at Dave Almond's projections, he doesn't, even you doing the 30 CFS, it doesn't go below the 2 feet, but you never know how much evaporation. There's absolutely no precipitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a projection on the 40%, not just a projection.
Okay, I might as well go to the next one. Indigent burial requests. Closed session. Okay, I'll say it again.
Someone said the sheriff already had it on Facebook, that there was no burning. But
I heard that, then I had a couple people call and said, well, you can still call and then get a permit. I said, no, not now, I don't think so. I think he shut it off and the state did it. And then the
Yeah.
fire department, I don't know, but I think there shouldn't be no open burning. We should go with what the DNRC's recommending.
Right, that's why I put discussion on here.
I just think we better,
Just-
my opinion, looking at what it's, I mean, we're greener here than a lot of places, but still,
How is it down there?
it's turning brown fast.
Hmm.
So I think we best just close the open burning season. And I'd recommend going with the DNRC fire restrictions. It'll keep us out of
And that way we can still have recreational campfires, stuff like that.
I second it.
So they're not recommending like the state, any stage fire restrictions?
Not yet here, but
Yeah.
other counties, the eastern part of state have already gone to 1 and 2, but I'm not sure. We're not at that point yet, but I mean, I think in next week or so, we could actually be going to one
Maybe.
restriction, but I think we leave it to the state because it's there.
Right.
And that's,
You guys really only control the, non-towns,
yeah, we've gone through this before and it's just better than when they do it and follow suit with them and then it keeps us out of it.
yeah. You may want it on your agenda next week too.
I think we should here now for the next few weeks, have it on every week just to see and then check in with the DNRC. And see what level they're at and what we should do, or, you know,
Yeah.
that Sean Steinbach, he's a good one to call and ask about it, and
See
Brian
what the
Robbins.
NRC
Brian Robbins,
It could be.
Just have it on there and have an update, basically, so we know what they're doing.
yeah, and we can maybe have email like Brian Robbins from the DNRC and see what his recommendations are. And that Sean Steinbach is on 846-1600, you want to call him. But I
That's
don't
your
know.
lodge.
Yeah, I don't know if he went to work for somebody else now, or so maybe, I just call it 563-6048, I think it is at the DNRC.
563.
That's that Anaconda unit right out of there by Georgetown. Just better we go with them.
So you made that motion. Any public comment? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're off till 10. Okay, it's time set for Maria Stopler about the Granite County Hospital District monthly financial report, but she's not on. We haven't heard from her, so we will go off until 10:20.
Okay, there.
Okay, we're back on. This is for Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. Grant application letter of support. Elena, what do you have?
Okay, well, I'm sure you all got a copy of the letter. Basically, it's
Yeah,
self-explanatory. And I also sent last week to all of you, kind of an explanation of it. So that's basically it. This is just support. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just support. Any questions about it?
Yeah, there's one sentence in there I don't like. It is about restoring passenger service between the towns. And I don't think that will ever happen because I think it's private land now.
Well, we don't know. There's also, in the future, there's like, they can make deals with parts of it that's not private land, or they can make deals with the ones that do have it for a right of way. So I don't know. I just threw that in because I think that's a great idea if it was restored, but that's way in the future. And so.
Okay, my opinion is that this is a request for funds. And as long as it isn't costing the county anything, I think I would support this. Knowing that hopefully in the future it would happen.
Well, I
mean,
think,
it's not doing anything to Granite County. Your Granite County is saying, okay, this is a good idea. See what I mean? And that's the thing, you're talking about how you don't think it'll ever happen. And This is just asking for support for funds in hopes that it happens.
Didn't we already give them a letter of support?
I don't know, did we?
You guys gave them $1,500, was it $1,500 or something?
It was-
Planning or?
It was a contribution that you agreed to. As far as the letter of support, this letter is basically for Park County. The BSPRA proposal request funding assistance for the socioeconomic study. Okay, so that's all it is. It's a letter of support that Park County writes up this request. That's all. So each county is a member, and the counties that are members writes the letter of support saying, yeah, we agree that Park County, who came up and said, I'll write the proposal, the grant for you guys. So we're just giving them support and doing it. That's basically all it is. As far as Big Sky Passenger Rail going through southern Montana, I'd say that's almost definite. The support that it's getting all over the country is amazing. And so that's a definite thing. And it will go through Drummond, whether they want it to go through or not. Maybe it'll stop there, who knows? But it's good.
Maybe.
That one is going to go. That's not a maybe. That's going to go. Okay, through southern Montana, that is a go. As far as the old abandoned rails, like the abandoned rail between Drummond and Phillipsburg, that we have no clue. Okay, that I just threw in because a lot of people that I've talked to in Granite County would love to see that happen. Okay, so that's just a, little bit, throw it in. But the other one, Southern Rail, going through southern Montana and maybe connected to other states, which other states are also showing an interest. That is, I'll tell you, it's a go. So it'd be
Did they
just
ever
nice.
Did they ever come up with actually where they might want to stop and load people, or are we still just no idea?
No, we don't have any idea. I mean, if Drummond came up and said,
Well,
if Drummond
we don't
came
want,
up, go ahead.
yeah. We don't want to support, I don't want to support this if it's not going to stop in Drummond. I mean, I don't want to see a passenger
Well, I
train.
think maybe,
to
you know,
Wisconsin.
what you should do is talk to the mayor of Drummond and tell her that it's a great idea.
Well, I think.
Don't you
we
think?
have.
I mean, this is just the beginning of it. Deciding on where it's going to stop, that's up to, it's not stopping in Missoula either right now, or any of the other 13 counties that are already members. I'm sorry, 14 counties. That's all going to be part of the socioeconomic study.
I make a motion that we support the request from Big Sky Passenger Rail Link and sign the letter of support.
There's a second.
I'm still trying to figure this out more. No, I'm not seconding it.
I'm sorry, Scott, what are you trying to figure out? I mean, apparently when Slaughter wanted to get involved with this, you really didn't figure out anything. You went along with it. You agreed to become a member of this association.
Okay, so what the question is we are members of this association.
Yeah, we are.
And this is just a support for Park County to get funds. And because we're members, they're asking for support from all the counties that are members. Is all this is.
Park County, you said?
Huh? This is Park County asking for funds from the federal government for,
Why Park County?
I don't know.
Our county
So-
has agreed to write the grant. That's all they're doing. They agreed to write it for a socio-economic study. That's all they're doing. So we're saying to Park County, here, one of the members agrees, this is very good. We do need a study. Thank you for writing it for us. Once we get all the letters together, then we're going to send it to the Department of Transportation to just show them that we are really supporting this. That's all it is. Not for anything, but I wish you did this kind of thinking with Riddick Field. Because
Maybe we-
that the
maybe-
county is going to be involved in big time.
I'll
Oh,
say
by
it.
the way, you seconded, thank you. I just wanted to add that Phillipsburg, the mayor, has already written a letter in support. I just wanted to tell you that.
What's the mayor in Drummond? Have you talked to her?
She was gonna call me. I've never heard from her. So did I hear that, Blanche, you did the motion and Chuck, you seconded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any other public comment?
Nothing?
Well, I guess I'll vote for it, even though it's got that sentence in there.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
No.
So all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Uh,
2-1. You got it.
thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And so do a lot of people in Granite County. Thank you. You have a great day. Bye.
Aye.
We're off until 10:35. Okay, we're back on for public comment, and we're gonna go back to the road agreement for Rumsey for the cattle guards. For a new letter, a new agreement.
I thought we said it was business as usual.
Yeah, so I think you can, yeah, you can do it here in an open meeting, but it's nothing that needs to be on the agenda next week, because this is, yeah, day-to-day road work.
We can, yeah, just sign it and then have Paul come up and get it. He can run it out there. The rooms will sign and they can keep working day to day.
So we need a motion to sign it.
You can just
Yeah.
sign it.
I'll make a motion to go ahead with the agreement with Granite County, to John and Marcia.
Marcia.
Marcia,
Marcia.
On the cattle guards.
Remember
The-
that show?
the
I'll
big one
second it.
is, sorry, this verse, not verse, paragraph, 6. Parties mutually consent to either or both cattle guards being reinstalled, and this shall be complete as agreed. The county will not unreasonably withhold consent. This means that if, later on it was needed or whatever, you guys, the county could agree to it.
If they feel the fencing isn't working, would be that one of the reasons?
Yeah, that would be one of the reasons that, yeah. that- be about the only.
Yeah, yeah.
only reason.
All in favor, say aye.
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 You guys feel like Paul Moore, that's the other-
Right here. Oh, yeah, so that's just giving it printed in after. So,
I don't know, yeah, if you talk to Gail, see what she, how she feels.
What's the thing? I mean,
We
I've never seen-
absolutely want it to stop.
What's the big deal? Why was pushing for it? I was surprised they gave the money, because it was first started out, they were talking, I guess, it's not, no, it just says long rail. So I mean, they're over there.
Yeah, Actually, I do too.
I still want, I do want to support it, but
Well, and that's the thing, if we're gonna put this in, then it needs to stop. Doesn't need to go straight through.
I'm sure they're gonna say, well, there's, they can't stop at each one, but Drummond used to be one of the main stops in it. And they had it set up, you could get off and go right inside, and get a tiny ticket, or get
They're
changed.
in his box.
And then that's why I don't know what MRL, how are they sitting with where it wants it to stop?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so
It'll be done
much
within
to
1
it,
week
that
and agree with it, sign it.
you should get some manual, where it's not that. I
Well,
don't
she
support.
is, she gets defensive and then she throw things at, she throws it, she baits you.
You guys
To
know
get
you
you
guys are still
angry.
on, right?
Hmm?
You guys know you're still on, right?
Huh?
You guys know you're still on, right?
You're on. It's public comment.
Anybody on?
Any comment?
Betty Munis is on and Elaine is on.
This is true. I mean, I support it, but I just tell there's more to it, more you gotta figure out.
Where's my foot?
Put those in his.
It's a nice
Box
thing, I
of-
emailed it from you.
So one can go to John, one can come to him.
Yeah, thanks.
And, or yeah, the future, the county controls county roads and all the, so I think, yeah, want to try to be a good neighbor, but
Yeah,
whether you agree to that type of stuff or not.
I went and drove over that Burt Weaver road, man, that's nice. They did a good job on that. Wow, better than seven.
Tell me again where Burt Weaver Road is.
It's the one that you can go out through Hall there and go up and around and come out over at Dunkelberg, where Jim's exit,
Oh, okay.
it's a crossover road.
In that subdivision up there.
They're starting new, there's a few people in there, but not as, you know. There's a subdivision before you get to it, and then you follow the road.
The Graybill subdivision?
Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
that's
that's
all, keep going straight.
because you turn right there where that Cam Brown lives, and then you go.
Oh,
right.
I've never
I'm not sure
been
who
down.
all the people are, the big bought ground, but I don't, Rusty had a little bit back there for sale too, but it wasn't in the subdivision there,
Oh, good.
so.
Someone said all those lots of Rusty sold, I don't know if that's true. or not.
See, and that's, yeah, that's where some of the name changes have gotten. Cause there's people only before now new people, so now there's new names out. That's why
Oh,
I
you mean
think that's
the
why
name
the
of the-
ambulance got
the
screwed
name
up.
of the owner or the name of the, well,
They shouldn't change them.
Matt isn't gonna change the road, so they're just changing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's where they, you know, and they drive up and it's showing on a lot of this Google stuff I know on the record, it throws you off. It's taking a whole different way. Well, then they went out through Hall knowing that they gotta go that way. And then Google some, no, you know, come around or whatever, so it throws everybody into a big bind.
Elena has public comment.
Elena?
Thank you. Well, two things. regarding the website, I noticed that the minutes on the website, the approved minutes just go back to February. And then the archives is nothing. I mean, there's nothing about any up-to-date minutes. So where are the minutes from prior to February, the approved minutes? That doesn't kind of make any sense on there. So that's something I think maybe somebody should look into, because if you look at the website, it just goes to February, the approved minutes. And then if you go to archives, that's no help either.
So Elena, what we're gonna have to do is check with Sarah to see when how up to date she is on the minutes, because usually on the archive minutes, they will send a year to ArcaSearch. And then should be a year sitting on the website. So if it's February, we need January there too. Is that what you're saying?
Right. And then you have the other archives. I mean, what happened to the rest of 2020?
So are the 2020 minutes not on the archive?
I didn't see them. I put minutes in and they couldn't find anything.
Goes to here.
I know.
That's
Yeah, are they there?
supposed to go, right? And then you can search.
Well, it depends if
Yeah, 2020 might not be.
yeah,
on there.
2020 might not be there. So I guess we could ask Sarah if she's,
If not, then you can just add.
yeah. So what we'll do, Elaine, is we'll make sure, hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Yeah, they've been sent, whether ArcaSearch is, I'll go take a look at, put them up, but yeah, the February, January, I was talking with them and got it all scanned to them, so they might still be working on it if they're not up.
Well, I thought I saw them.
Okay, or they're up.
Yeah, so Elena, 2020 are there. We're missing January of 21, and we'll make sure that that gets put into our current website.
2020 is
But
there
usually-
on, 2020 is on the website?
It should be in the archives. Sarah just said that it should be in the archives. Whether they're still working on it, she's not sure, but she'll check.
Okay. Yeah, okay, because it should be, but it's not. But that's cool. And then as far as this is still a public comment period, it's going to be ending soon. I noticed that Blaine handed stuff out to you and you continue to talk about the roads. You did a motion. And are you going to put up whatever you handed out as the documents for today? And are you going to have another, is it going to be on the agenda for next week? Since this is public comment and
It'll
this
be
is
on
not,
the agenda for next week. We had to do it right away because we want to get the cattle guards out because it's not safe, because the side things are taken out. So somebody could drive off the cattle guards.
It's yeah, just a day-to-day road issue, but we could put it on the website.
Yeah, I'll upload it's just an agreement, but I'll upload it today.
Yeah, it'll be on there, so.
okay. But as far as the lease that you discussed earlier, the lease of the equipment, that's going to be on the website. That's going to be on the agenda next week.
No.
No,
What lease?
The lease of I don't know, they were talking about Paul out and leasing his equipment. What was that about?
Oh, no. He leased his equipment to Weaver Construction, and the county bids it all out for these dump trucks, so it's not an ethical conflict, is all that I concluded. But it'll be in the minutes that, yeah, it's all that will be be out in the open in the minutes discussed.
So this was the comment from me, Elena, is that I didn't understand in the bid process, the ethical question is more or less moot. So, but they're putting it in the minutes that Paul Alt does lease his trucks to Bob Weaver Construction. That was discussed earlier.
He leases his personal trucks.
No, yeah, yes.
one thing that always bothered me, how do you know the difference when the county equipment doesn't have anything on the side saying property of Granite County? That's always something I wondered about.
We have-
Anyway, I'm just thinking
we
out
have-
loud.
On the side of the equipment, you can see them, there's newer equipment that we're gonna order more stickers, cause we swapped them back in and got rid of equipment, but they do have new stickers there, the little round ones on the side of it, says Granite County.
Oh, okay, because I didn't notice them, but good,
Yeah,
thank you.
There,
So that's fine, but then that's part of the records, how much money, he doesn't have to disclose how much he's getting. Because I didn't understand that either, when you have three contractors bidding and they're all the same. What do you flip a coin to see which one's gonna get it?
Yeah, we talked about, another one's gonna be first, and then
go
it'll
down the line.
go down the line.
I see, okay, thank you.
And it does not have to disclose its lease amount.
Mhm, thank you.
Okay, thanks. But you mentioned, Atlas for the road or something.
Uh-huh.
Could we just give one to the ambulance?
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
think
one
so.
of them
I would,
books.
yeah.
We have books on that.
What was the question?
Blanche said there's an atlas for roads and for addresses or
Oh,
something.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2017 is the latest one that, if so, that says
The-
2017.
This is
I think-
17, but it still shows with roads. on
Yep.
it.
When it comes
so if we could
Commissioner's
just give it
office.
to the ambulance.
yeah. That'd be great.
Hello? Was that our phone? It was our phone.
He's working on it. right now.
So when's he gonna do an update?
I don't know, he said, relax, it's on my list.
We had a whole box of them somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know where, we paid quite a bit of money to get them.
Yeah, they
I
were
mean, we
selling
should-
for like
If we
19
can find
bucks.
them downstairs or something, that way we put them back in the drawer. We used to have some over there too. We gave a lot out.
Yeah.
But it's no different than the fire department, you know, they got a upgrade too, and with the new 911 system, I think we're there. It's just, they're just little flaws. It's just taking time.
So I got a question on when PERT comes on the 20th, week of the 20th. So we'll have a meeting on 20th, and then 21st we go with PERT. And
Why
22nd.
don't, do we go up with them then, or is it Jeremiah and them going up with them?
I
Usually
think
when,
they wanted,
All three of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, and your last time you guys talked to him, you said you guys were all going up.
90% of the times when we got, we stand there. We don't even, I mean, Jeremiah takes care of everything and Katie goes through the stuff and there's, I don't know why we can't conduct business here and they can bring back what they think we might need. I mean, it's just another one of them deals where they're just want.
I'd say at least one if you go up. That would be my.
Yeah, I just know that every time we've been there, nothing's ever.
Well, I'll go, but you know more than I do. But I'm gonna be there anyway,
Well, we can all go. I mean, that's not that big. I mean,
and you might wanna go. I think you should go.
Yeah.
What do I need to tell our dam tender, like, does
He needs to be there.
I know he needs to be there, but does he need to? Do you know like a time he needs to be there?
Yeah,
or-
well, whatever time we gotta meet him there,
Okay.
he needs, we usually always have him there.
Went him in here in the morning too.
Well, I don't know if he has to be here, I just assume he could be up at the dam. Yeah,
There.
they've never come in for the whole thing. Paul never, he just went up there.
I let Flicker Kydro know.
Well, I think we need to start telling them right now, so maybe we should get some comment back on, but they need to be here.
Yeah, I've already let him know.
What's going on with that?
Yeah.
So, I had heard from Judge McLean, he's like, well, maybe we need to do another round of mediation to try to get this insurance resolved. I emailed them, talking to, we want to try to get this mediation, and haven't heard back from them. I emailed everyone, Roger, Dan.
Is there a possibility that we could do something with that insurance, somehow help out with that?
That's what I was, for mediation, let me call him today, because, yeah, there's a possibility, I mean, there's still room to negotiate that issue, so it doesn't, the whole thing doesn't fall through.
Well, they don't even get back to us. There's gotta be, we have to have a leg to stand on where they're not even getting back to us. I mean, this has gotten so far out of hand now that they just, oh, well, they'll throw some more money in there, they'll keep it going.
I'll call him today, but I had the email on, I
No, I
CC'd
believe
all
you,
of
Glenn. I'm
them.
not saying it's you, it's them.
I-
I appreciate you doing it all that. It's just that they're just, they don't give a shit.
Or I have Ed McLean call him, because they seem to get back to him when he,
Maybe that's a ticket, have him
Yeah.
call, and then at least then we have another leg to stand on. Here we have the leader, he's calling, trying to figure out what's
Yeah.
going on. I mean, the more we do to support us, it's gonna help us when we go.
well, I'll try calling him, if I don't hear back, I'll have, yeah, I'll
Is there any way the insurance could go through us?
have, you know, that you guys have, we have liability, the county has liability up there through basically the errors and omissions of the county commission. There, so meaning that if you made some mistake in doing maintaining up there, then there's insurance covered, but there's not just a separate liability policy other than, but the Mako said they will, you know, they'll honor that, and if there was negligence there, then they would, well, either way, if the county was sued, they would provide defense and indemnification.
It's just
But
frustrating
getting
that
them-
they won't even get back to us. I mean, there's gotta be something, we got something to stand on where they won't even consider talking and get with us. We beg and beg and beg to get an answer from them.
We could talk to Mako about,
So what is it, 100-year lease or something? Is that why they can stick the old one or what?
you know, well, it's a long-term lease, I'm not sure when that ends, but it's 30+ years.
So they don't have to do anything to us for 30, or they don't have to negotiate for 30+ years?
Right.
But they're willing to, it's just, they're saying it's the insurance issue on taking that over, but let's mediate it and talk about it. Potentially the county could put some money in, or, yeah, try to figure out if Mako would cover them. So there's, yeah, but John, to sit down. I'll call him this afternoon.
Okay, correspondence is empty and there wasn't much. No minutes.
Right. I make a motion that we approve the minutes from June 29th, 2021.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Guess we're done. Adjourned.
So on that